Now, before we start the assembly video, we're going to go back and change a part that we did at the very beginning, the guard. And if you haven't already, make sure that you put a fillet on this edge right here for this object so it's rounded like they have down in the picture. I don't think I told you to set it, but if you follow the steps, you should have a rounded edge right here. And that includes the inside as well. So make sure that you do both of those so that it looks rounded right here, and you have the rounded edge on the inside from the drawing. So it should look something like this. Once you are done with that, you're going to go back into your guard, and I'm going to go ahead and open mine up here, and it might take a second to open up. Once you have this guard open, we originally put a circle in the middle of this. We're going to do away with the circle because I want to see that you guys can edit these part files and change stuff that we've already done in the past, easily going back over into these. So we're going to change it to match up with the extrusion that we made right here on the top. And we want it to match up with this right here. And on my screen, that dimension for it is 0.5 by 0.096. So we're going to go ahead and this extrusion right here, we're actually going to edit the sketch. So I opened up the plus icon or the little drop down arrow, double click on the sketch. I can leave my circle here for a minute because I'm going to build this next point. I'm going to go with rectangle. And when we go to choose the rectangle, I'm going to choose 2 point center. So I want this to be my point. This is my center. And then from here, I'm going to change to those dimensions 0.5. So 0.5. And then I'm going to hit tab. And I'm going to change the other dimension to 0.096. So 0.096. So you should have something that looks like this. At that point, you can go back in and you can hit the circle or click on the circle, and you can delete it. When you finish the sketch, it should auto update the extrusion to now be that rectangular cutout that we placed instead of having a circle. If it doesn't, we can adjust that. So hit finish sketch and it auto adjusted it. If it gives you some kind of error for some reason, right click on extrusion, hit delete, and when it pops up, delete the consumed sketches, uncheck it, and just redo the extrusion. But I'm not going to actually delete it for this one. So once you've done that, update the part, save it, and then we're going to start the assembly. So I'm going to create a new part file. So it doesn't really matter how you, or not a new part file, but a new file, and it's going to be an assembly. Again, standard.iam, this one right here. And remember, your interface might look a little bit different than mine currently looks. So it's going to load up the assembly file, and it may take a second. And then I'm going to import all of those pieces into the same area. So I'm going to place, and I'm going to start with placing my handle, my blade. So I've got my handle right here. I'm going to go ahead and open that, and I'm just going to place it. And I'm actually going to right click on this. I'm going to hit escape and right click on the handle. Before I place anything else, I want to ground this part since it's the one that I'm basing everything off of. And then I'm going to place the remainder of the parts. So I'll go ahead and place the guard. I'll just place it here. We'll place the blade. It looks like I already placed one. I'm going to drag this over here. And then I'm going to place 2 arms. Yes, you need 2 of them, just like this. And then you're going to place the rivet. And I named it Revit, and that's not what it's supposed to be called. So make sure you named it appropriately. But I've got the part right there. It's a little darker than the other blue, but I have all of my pieces here that I need to assemble this. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to constrain. Doesn't really matter this side or this side, but I'm going to use a regular mate constraint, and I'm going to choose this area right here, and then I'm going to actually hit escape so you can see this, but it's on this portion right now. I want to line up this hole with this hole that I created. So I can easily constrain these two by just using the flush tool. I want this side to be flush with this side, and then I want this side, and you could choose different sides depending on how you have it facing. But I have it just like that, and I'll zoom out so you can see it. I'm going to hit the home button again, and that piece shouldn't move any longer. So I have that in place. The next portion that I want to place together, and this can be done as separate assembly files. I'm going to show you how to do this as just one assembly file for this one. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to constrain the blade together. So we're going to put this piece right here, find the center of it like that, and then we'll find the center of the hole here, and I'm going to hit apply. I want to see how it placed, and it looks like it placed the correct way. If you need to, you might have to flip the parts around, but it placed. And then I'm going to actually constrain with the mate option this side or this surface to this surface like that. I'm going to do the same exact thing with this other portion I have right here. So again, here to this hole, and I believe it put it on the outside. So if it does that, you just grab the other part, and it's this one right here, and slide it through. Then we're going to constrain this side right here to this side, and it should flip it around. Once you have that in place, you can freely move these around, and I can actually get them kind of lined up the way I want. But I'm going to constrain this portion with the mate tool to this portion right here, and then I'm going to flush the edge of this with the edge of this. And so far, I don't have any errors showing up. I have all those pieces connected together. And then I'm going to constrain this piece right here into the middle, right there. And yeah, it's there. And it could pop up on the other side depending on how you do it. And then I'm going to flip this and mate this side to this side right here. Apply, cancel that out, goes through to the other side. I have my blade in there, shiny materials, and then from there we can constrain this portion into the bottom portion over here. So I'm going to try to find the very inside of this right here, and then I'm going to rotate to the top of this, hit apply. So I now have that in place, and I'm going to pull this out so I can actually see it a little better. And then I want to get this surface, this flat surface, and I'm going to constrain it to the edge of this one. And then I'm going to move this again because it's not quite where I want it to be. I need the flat side here to be constrained to the edge of the pizza cutter here. Hit apply, and then you should be able to cancel that out. The pizza cutter should be in a good position, shouldn't be moving, and it should look like this. So once you have that done, go ahead and save the assembly file. I will make another video that shows you how to assemble them separately, because there is another way to do this and then piece them together. So go ahead, file, save as, and this one you can fully save as pizza cutter or pizza cutter complete. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to save this one as pizza complete. And then just save it, hit OK, and you're done.